Today is Friday. I hope everyone's day is off to an amazing start. Thanks so much for stopping in today, guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. So we're in the kitchen, so that means today we are cooking and chatting. I'm really loving our little cooking segments. I'm loving coming in and sharing with you guys a few of the meals that Eric, Chase, and I love to partake of here in the house. I've even loved trying out with you guys some of the new recipes that I am finding as I do my grocery shopping. So again, thanks for stopping in today, guys. So what are we talking about today? We're going to talk about a few things, but the topic I want you guys to kind of start thinking about is something that's going on right now in the news, the college admission scandal. Oh my gosh, I am shook. I am rocked. All right. You guys know that I am a former educator, and this is something that it hits really close to home. All right. And I'll tell you why in here just in a little bit. But first things first, guys, this cooking segment has been brought to you by HelloFresh. As I get an eyelash out of my eye, HelloFresh, guys, has partnered with me on today's video. So I want to send a huge thank you out to HelloFresh for making this video possible. All right, so just a little backstory here, well, not a whole backstory. Last week, I was a little bit under the weather, did not feel like going to the grocery store, did not feel like making any type of list, all right? So HelloFresh was right on time today as I went to my front door, and there was this really pretty green box waiting on me there. So thank you again to HelloFresh for not only sponsoring the video, but also sponsoring today's meal. And I cannot wait to share with you guys some of the yummy recipes that I have in store for you that were found over in my HelloFresh box. Now, I will be leaving the link to HelloFresh below in the description box. Guys, go over and check it out. You will be able to receive $80 off of your first box. And as I get close to the camera, let me also thank you guys for all of the lovely comments that you guys left. I think it was the last video where I had my natural hair out. Man, you guys are so sweet, because I want to tell you, it is hard out here in these streets for one, a natural hair girl, and B, a natural hair girl who is 4C, and I mean 4C like this. Not like this, but 4C like this. This is tight and kinky. And so for you guys to leave such wonderful comments about the state of my hair, I really, really appreciate it, guys. Leave me a comment before I forget if you guys would like to see my little natural hair routine. Leave it in the comment and I'll get that comments and I'll leave that video out for you. But anyway, guys, HelloFresh sponsored today's video. There will be a link in the description box where you can go, guys, check out HelloFresh and get your first box, guys, for a whopping $80 off. You cannot beat that. Your meals are delivered to your front door. Like I said, I have been a little bit under the weather. I'm not sure if it's my allergies or just because we're changing over into spring, but I've said before, you can probably see it under my eyes. My allergies flare up every time the seasons change, all right? And it takes me a little bit to get used to. I do get rolling as I'm feeling a lot better right now, but it kicks me out of commission, for a few days. So I'm just really happy I didn't have to go to the grocery store or make a list. All right, so let's take a look and see what we have in this box. All right, here's my big, beautiful green HelloFresh box. Can you guys see that? All right, so as you guys saw here a few seconds ago, in my box came three meals. Okay, I'm good, for 3 days, all right? And then maybe another day we'll eat out because I'm still not really ready to go back to the grocery store, okay? So you have your meals all neatly packaged. Everything comes with these 2 ice packs, or at least mine did anyway, and they are, you guys hear that? Frozen. So everything's going to arrive nice and fresh. I love that a lot of the packaging is also recyclable. All right, so my paper bags are recyclable. I'll be able to release the liquid out of here once it melts. You guys hear how hard that is? These things are frozen. And okay, it says here, don't forget to look under the ice or at the bottom of the box, because there may be some hidden ingredients there, little coupons. And then I have all of my proteins, and they are frozen as well. You guys hear that? Everything is going to come nicely packaged. You got your little thermal packaging here. You don't have to worry about anything being spoiled. All right, so let's take a look at what we will be having this week here. We have several options. Like I said, I have 3 different meals that I can choose from. Let's see which one we'll have today. All right, so we have, first off, the chili loaded sweet potatoes. I live here in the South, and I love a good sweet potato. All right, this might be my favorite. I'm gonna put that to the side. We have some za'atar chicken and couscous. All right, Eric will love this. He loves Mediterranean food. When we go to Disney World, one of his favorite areas at Disney is Morocco. All right, so he loves that. And then the Parmesan crusted chicken. This will probably be Chase's favorite because he loves anything with cheese. All right, it has tomatoes in it. He's not a fan of tomatoes, so I'll probably have to take the tomatoes off of his. So I think today we will start with the chili loaded sweet potatoes. And I love that my bag is already labeled, so I can put everything else back in the refrigerator and get started with that. So let me put my other items away. I'm gonna put them in the refrigerator and we'll be right back. All right, so before I share with you all of the ingredients involved in the chili loaded sweet potatoes, let's get back to this college admission scandal. So not sure if you guys are up on the latest news, but I am here to help out and inform. Well, so was it just a few days ago, allegedly, a few high-ranking wealthy individuals decided it would be a good idea if they paid certain members of society off in order to get their kids in certain schools. All right, so this kind of strikes very close to home for me because the year after I stopped working, all right, you guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. But I am a former educator, okay, and I taught here in Atlanta for some number of years. And so the year after I stopped working, several of these schools that I had the opportunity to work at were brought up on charges that they cheated on the standardized tests. All right, so it was said that many of the teachers actually went back in and erased answers for students, actually let students sit beside students who they knew were really smart and let them actually cheat off of one another. And once everything came out, all the charges were filed. A lot of my former co-workers, a lot of my former friends were actually arrested, lost their teaching certificate, lost their teaching licenses, and actually had to spend time in prison. These teachers, several of them came out and said that they were actually pressured by administrators, pressured by school administrators, meaning their principals, assistant principals, and even the superintendent of schools at the time to do what was necessary to make sure every one of their students passed those standardized tests if they wanted to keep their jobs. These are teachers who had families, you know, medical bills that they needed to pay, mortgages, car payments that they needed to pay, and so they wanted to keep their job, and so they did what they felt they needed to do at the time. Was it right? Absolutely not. But working where I worked, I worked in the inner city schools. We knew that the only education our students received was the education that we gave them when they were in school, those short few hours of the day with us. Unlike many of, our children are at home with us, education all day. Chase knows, we're eating dinner, we're educating. We're cleaning up, we're educating. Driving to Disney, going on vacation, we are constantly filling his head with education knowledge, all right? I'm sure you guys are the same way with your kids. Well, when I worked in the inner city schools here in Atlanta and also in South Carolina, a lot of my students had parents who were drug addicts. A lot of my kids were homeless, and so they only knew what they got when they came to us. There was no reinforcement when they came home, and so all of my teacher friends, a lot of my co-workers felt that their only choice in keeping their job was to go in, erase answers, or like I said, sit them next to some of the smarter kids in the class and let them cheat. And so, unfortunately, when all of this came out, it's unfortunate, first off, that the teachers were actually in a position to have to do that. When my students, if you're a teacher, when your students come to you, you should be only one part of the educational component, one part of the education component. You should not have to be that child's everything for education. They're only with you for a few short hours of the day. When you go home, when those students go home, parents should be able to supplement and reinforce what went on during the school day. However, if you've worked in the inner city, you know that most of the time that is not the case. All right, so here in the instance, and like I said, many of those individuals went to prison and they'll never be able to teach again. All right, so here, just a few short days ago, a lot of wealthy celebrities, a lot of wealthy individuals who can actually buy buildings at colleges. It is being reported that several of these celebrities and wealthy individuals actually had people take their kids' ACT and SAT tests. Like, what the what? Eric and I are around here buying every PSAT book, every SAT book, and anything in between to get Chase ready for this test. Like, we feel like we are back in school. But then enter into these celebrities who feel that just because they have this enormous amount of money, they can just buy off and basically beat and cheat the system. How do you guys feel about that? I know that there are several of you out there who have kids who are gonna be in college in a couple of years, or maybe even have kids who have finished college. You guys know the struggle, the stress that comes along with getting these kids into college. How do you feel about these individuals just basically buying their way in? All right, so while you guys marinate on that, let's take a look at the ingredients, okay? So we have 4 sweet potatoes here that we are going to be working with for today's recipe. I won't go over everything. We have 2, what are these called? Long green peppers. Let me just say, I have never worked with peppers this size, all right? These are huge. We have 5 cloves of garlic that we're gonna work with, and everything has been washed, fresh and ready to go. We have some spring onions. I love these. We have our ground beef, and we have some cheese here. We have some beef stock, sour cream. Yeah, we are ready to go. All right, we are ready to go. All right, so the first thing, according to our instructions, wash and dry all of the produce, which I have done. And then so next up, I'm going to have de-seed diced green onions and trim and thinly slice the scallions, separating the whites from the greens, and mince the garlic. All right. I'm going to move on to step 2 also. It says go ahead and poke the sweet potatoes, because I'm going to go ahead and do this first because these need to go into the microwave for 8 to 12 minutes. All right. So let's go ahead, poke these up, get everything chopped up. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to speed through this portion. But you guys go ahead and you think about that, that admission scandal. Man, that is... So here, can you guys see? Yeah, I'm just poking the potatoes. That is crazy. That is crazy. How many people have gotten into Yale, Stanford, Harvard, just off of what their parents could pay for? You know, what building their parents could, you know, supply the college with. Meanwhile, your kids out here sitting with tutors all night long trying to pass the SAT, and their kids sitting in the back of the room while somebody else is taking their test. All right, I have everything chopped up, and I just have to say that was a lot of chopping. If you have a little sous chef hanging out around your house, you might want to pull them in and let them help out if you're going to make the chili loaded sweet potatoes. All right, so the potatoes actually have about 3 more minutes in the microwave. So in the meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and get started on the chili. So we want to heat a large drizzle of olive oil in a medium pot over medium heat. So let's go ahead and do that. But quick question, do you guys think that the universities that are housing these students who are involved in this admission scandal, should they be kicked out of school? A lot of the kids knew, some of the kids, however, did not. Should they be escorted off of the campus? All right. Also, what we have to keep in mind too is a lot of the students who were qualified to get into these universities in question did not get in, because as you guys know, the universities have only a certain number of slots, okay? And so if these cheating individuals were able to get in, there's a possibility that they took up spots from students who were really, really qualified. And so do you guys think that's fair? If you can afford to cheat, is it okay to cheat? Is it okay to cheat and get your way into these universities? You know, if you are a celebrity, if you have the money to do it, let me know below. All right, so while you guys mull that over, let's go ahead and get started on this chili. Do you guys listen to music while you cook? I typically listen to jazz music while I cook. However, during these videos, I'm not able to do that. So I find it a little bit boring. Eric and Chase are actually off playing golf right now. Eric sent me a text saying that Chase's golf swing has really improved. That's something that they like doing together. Let me know if your husband and your kids have a certain sport that they like to partake or participate in. All right, so let me get my instructions. All right, so it says olive oil. All I have is avocado oil, so I'm hoping that's okay. And I have it about at a medium-high heat. All right, so in a medium pot, we want to add the green peppers, scallion whites, and the garlic, because we separated the greens of the scallions from the white. So it says add in the whites, the garlic, and the green peppers. All right, I'm gonna put the green peppers in first because these were chopped a little bit larger, so I want those to break down a little bit. Okay. Green peppers, scallion whites. Okay. And garlic. You guys hear the microwave? Sounds like the potatoes are finished. And let's see, we're going to cook until slightly softened, and it says about 4 to 5 minutes. All right. I'll let them sit there. Oh. Did your kid really need to get into that school? You know, if you have that much money, you're obviously an uber millionaire. Did your kid really need to get into college anyway? Because they're probably going to take over the family business. You're probably going to leave all that money to them anyway. And if you had to buy their way into college, are they college material? And I hate to ask that, but if your kid cannot get into college on their own merits, on their own scholarly merits, are they going to be able to get in there and major in, you know, a major where they're going to be successful? All right, so right now, guys, we want to add the beef, and I have that right here. This is some fresh looking beef, I might add. This is the Southwest Spice Blend. Add that. All right, so I'm gonna add salt and a little bit of pepper. The salt and pepper, however, did not come in our box, but you know, I'm pretty sure we all have salt and pepper. So let me make sure we're doing everything we're supposed to be doing. So cook, breaking up the meat into pieces until browned and cook through about 2 to 3 minutes. All right, mine is still a little bit red on the inside, and I really want that to be cooked thoroughly. So let's continue with that. Want to add in the tomato paste and cook until fragrant. All right, so here's the tomato paste. Add that in. I think I mentioned this earlier. This is what I'm really enjoying right now about having my HelloFresh box, is the fact that these are, you know, the recipes that come on the card. These are actually recipes that I've never made before, recipes that I would not have otherwise thought about making. You know, I am going to enjoy this, so will Eric. However, Chase does not, you know, he doesn't really like sweet potatoes. But I think when you incorporate the ground beef and the whole chili southwestern flavor, I think he'll really enjoy it, because he does like tacos. And this is giving me kind of taco vibe, or, you know, stuffed potato vibe. So I think he'll enjoy this. All right. All right. So next up, we're going to add our stock concentrate. I don't know if I shared that with you, but I'll show you that here in just a second. Guys, when I tell you this smells amazing, this is our stock concentrate. We're going to add this in. We are going to now add in 3/4 cup of water. While that's doing its thing, we are now going to take our sweet potatoes. They have cooled off quite a bit, actually. And we're going to have these and get started with the rest of the recipe. All right, let's see. So we want to have the sweet potatoes lengthwise and fluff the insides with a fork. All right, let's do that. All right, so that was a little bit of, I guess, serious news, that about the academic admissions, or the admissions scandal. Let's go on to some guilty pleasure TV. All right, who's still watching Atlanta Housewives? Every now and then I will watch the Atlanta Housewives, okay? Do you guys have a favorite housewife? My favorite housewife is Nene. I feel like right now they are treating her like she's the underdog on the show right now, in my opinion. I feel that Nene obviously is an OG, and you know, a lot of these girls are trying to come in and steal her spot. Right now, the issue is the whole closet thing. Look, Nene said, do not go in my closet. I don't care if I had a smile on my face when I said it. I don't care if I had a frown on my face when I said it. I said what I said. she said, do not go in the closet. And they went in there, and you know, that led to where they are right now, with several of the ladies not speaking to Nene. You know, that's that lady's house. Respect that lady's house. She said don't go in there. How do you guys feel about that? Did she overreact? So right now I'm just gonna fluff up the insides a little bit. It didn't say take the pulp out or the meat out. It just said fluff it up a little bit. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, when you come to someone's house, and I think she said this on Instagram actually, you know, I'm from, you know, the old school. You know, you go to your grandmother's house, your aunt's house. When she says don't touch something, you don't touch it. When she says sit right there, that is exactly what you do. You know, first of all, I didn't invite you upstairs in my house. I left y'all downstairs. What are you doing upstairs? Okay, now I will say, if there was a part of Nene's house when she went upstairs and then the camera crew followed her, should she have closed off her closet door? Absolutely. Okay. The other issue here too is when I invite you over to my house, you better know the entire house is clean. Whether I'm going to invite you into other spaces, other rooms of my home or not, you better know my entire house will be ready for public consumption. That's Nene's bad. You have somebody over your house, you know, I know Nene has housekeepers. Why isn't your closet clean? Why isn't your closet clean? Also, when your friends are coming over, I think if they are your real friends, you shouldn't really have a problem with them seeing your house not at its 100% best, because at the end of the day, you guys are supposed to be friends. All right, so I have the potatoes nice and fluffed up here. So now what we want to do is spread with 1 tablespoon of butter. The butter did not come with the kit, but I'm sure you all have butter. And we're gonna sprinkle it with a little salt. This is the butter that I am using. This is like an avocado oil, plant-based butter. It's really, really good. So that's what I'm using today. I don't know. I just hate that Nene's going through a lot, okay? And I just hate for this to be added onto the plate of what is already full. She has a lot going on in her life. You know, if you watch The Housewives, you guys know that Greg has cancer. She's dealing with all of that. I want to say on one episode, she actually said that her and Greg were not on the best of terms prior to him being diagnosed with cancer. So I'm pretty sure she's paying for all of his medical, and that's got to be straining on the relationship as well, you know? All right, so now we're going to make the cream. These already look great to me. This is typically how I eat mine. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of cinnamon on there, okay? So we have our sour cream, and we're gonna add that to this particular bowl. Okie dokie. I use a lot of utensils when I cook. I don't like any, if you're not supposed to be in a certain part of the dish, I don't want you in there, so I will switch out my utensils a lot. All right, so now I'm going to add in my hot sauce. Okay, just gonna give that a stir. We are going to do, let's see, top with chili. Everything in one bite. That is like the best taco you've ever had. Oh my gosh, those seasonings, the hot sauce, that chili flavoring, give it just a little bit of kick. You guys gotta go to HelloFresh, get your box. Once again, $80 off your first box. All of their information will be below in the description box. I have a mouthful of food. Thank you so much, HelloFresh, for partnering with me today on today's video. You guys came through in a pinch. Your girl did not feel like going shopping. Thank you guys for tuning in and chatting with me today. My camera decided it was going to turn off while I was saying goodbye to you guys. I had to switch out my battery real quick, guys. But again, thank you, HelloFresh, partnering with me on today's video. Don't forget, guys, like I just said, head over to HelloFresh, use the link in the description box, get $80 off your first box, guys. Try out some of these delicious, healthy, fresh meals. Don't forget to leave me a comment. We discussed a lot today. Chime in. Let me know your thoughts on all of today's commentary. I cannot wait to get in the comments and start chatting with you guys. Thanks for all of the love on my natural hair. Really do appreciate it, guys. Really do appreciate it. Love you guys so much. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.